I was just going to say something, just
Yeah.
for clarity's sake. Like, I didn't say that building roads is not a good thing, right? It's a very important thing.
Yeah.
But just even note also that even the mere building of road can be a political gesture and not necessarily for economic purposes. So, for
Yes.
example, there is a certain road that does not generate economic value so as to warrant priority.
Yeah. And
Do you see what I
and then
mean?
it
Now,
could
yes,
even
even
be
in the
favoritism.
construction of a road, because building a country is not, it's not an isolated thing. Building a country is, what is the artist who says full package? You know, it's a full package. You know, so it's like. It's building an economy. That's what building a country is.
Exactly.
It's building a survival for a people.
Yeah.
So you have to sit down and think about building that survival in a methodical way. So it's not like you just get up and say, yeah, these guys, I went to the campaign, they said they need a road, we'll build it. And when we build that road, we'll have more votes. That's politics, that's not economic development, right?
Exactly.
So you can build a road, that doesn't necessarily mean you are doing well.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And building a road is easy. You don't even need to think. Building a road, you just need to identify a place and raise money however way you can and go and build a road. It's the least the state can do. Now, but the reason why I mentioned this specifically and construction specifically is because you have to review Jana Commission. And so far what has been happening on the Darboe. Take for example the Arch 22.
Yeah.
Jana just went and took millions of dollars from Taiwanese government and came. And that is how he started all the hospital projects.
Yeah.
It took no effort. You just go to some government and they give you $35 million. And you came. You expand the airport. You build Arch 22. Arch 22 cost $1 million.
Yeah. The time there was a lot of money.
Yes, that's a lot of money at that time.
Yeah.
Arch 22 alone. And who did he give constructions of hospitals to? Go and find out. It's some guy who does not even have a construction company. He created a construction company and he awarded him a contract.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is how they make millionaires.
Yeah.
Right? And we know that guy, a former lawyer, or still a lawyer, has been before the commission. So this is how they make friends. They make friends rich.
Exactly.
You see,
By
so that Jame, you see, I get people to think about this, and that's why I think Mahdi was right. We're not honest people, because honest people would sit down and think about their problem. So if you have a country that is borrowing and is not able to pay, and you hear a term called debt distress, that country is poorly managed. How? Because when you take money, you are supposed to invest. When you invest, you're supposed to generate profit.
Indeed.
If you are investing, if a country is unable to pay its debt on time and in a way that it's going into debt distress, that country is not investing. Because when it's investing, it's going to generate return on its investment, and that is why it's not going to even be in debt trap. It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So part of the reasons why a country goes in debt trap is mismanagement and poor investment choices. So for example, you build a road and this road is not generating economic activity to be able to service its loan. That goes into a bad debt, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because that debt cannot be paid. Because that debt you have to, it's like what we are doing with NAWEC. Why did they say NAWEC is a dead weight on the shoulders of the taxpayers? Why? Because NAWEC is insolvent. We are taking state money, we are taking debt, we are giving it to NAWEC. NAWEC is not sufficient to even generate revenue for its own self, let alone pay that debt. So NAWEC is like a leaking ball.
Yeah.
So the economy cannot be built like a leaking ball. When it's invested, it needs to be able to get a return. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is, even for road construction, you just don't get up and build a road. You have to think about the whole package, the economic value of it. How much economic activity is this going to generate? How much money is this going to raise for the government? So that we are able to pay this debt on it. Right? That's the first part.
Yeah.
The second part is that in building an economy, you have to prioritize revenue generation measures. So for example, one of the biggest burden on the Gambian economy is food. Yeah, we are unable to get enough rice for ourselves. We are told we consume around 200,000 tons or more.
Yeah.
And we generate only around 46,000 tons the last time I checked, right? So what are you doing with that? The last time I said, I heard Barrow saying he's supporting some private sector. I think this is bullshit. I personally think that that's not going to help us. Because maybe, of course, other people have their own ideas, but I think that Gambia government itself should put its money in it. There are a lot of people who have problems with that because they think that state cannot do business. But I have a different view. But that's not part of the. Maybe that's a too much a conversation to go into. But then you have to prioritize that so that you can reduce your budget deficit. You're going to be able to kill two birds with one stone, like Barrow said one time, one bird with two stones. That's a waste of stone, actually. But then, you can also make your people, you can feed them. You can get economic progress, and you can feed your people. So it's not just building road, and also the quality of road. Look at some of the roads these people are building. I mean, you go around.
All of them.
But I mean, this road, they started, even this road, they started building and they editing it along the way as they are going. I mean, what kind of a road is that? You have to plan something before you do it. You don't plan after you start doing it. Now, and you go to Latrikunda. Last time I checked, I went to see my mom at Latrikunda, and I was leaving, and behind the market, I saw somebody, they had these round blocks, and I took a picture of it and I shared on Facebook. I was making fun of it on Facebook, and the contractor said, "Wait until we've done everything." And this is the same thing. You see, Banjul. Can you believe that we spent 14 million United States dollars? 14 million United States dollars in building the roads in Banjul, and it was supposed to be roads, sewages, and road sewages and
drainage.
Drainages. Yeah. Right? But the drainages, they were just clearing it and putting covers on it. Right? We all know this. And the National Audit Office has talked about this now. Think about it. Where do you think that money went? And I can tell you, do you know where the waste in Banjul goes?
To where?
The waste in Banjul. They pump it in
into the river.
They pump it right behind State House.
Yeah.
Where those people are swimming. Raw poop from Banjul.
Sewage.
Yeah, sewage.
Yes, Banjul sewage is not treated. Raw poop from Banjul is poured inside.
Back to the ocean.
The pipe used to be a kilometer long, but it was broken sometime in the past. And when it was broken around 40 meters into the sea. At some point, the thing that holds it onto the ground inside the water was broken. At some point, the pipe was floating.
My goodness.
And pumping poop.
Pumping
you could
sewage
see it right from the and that was not part of this project. So this
one would have thought
that
it would have been.
When I said construction, roads, this is the kind of examples I'm talking about. Now, and that's the whole thing, and that's what Jammeh did. Think about it. When Jammeh was coming to power, our debt was 4 billion. Still significant, but this is even a compilation, considering the debt had gone down after the ERP. But then it started accumulating again.
Yeah.
When Jammeh was leaving, the debt was 58 billion.
Yeah.
Right? 4 billion to 58 billion.
That's colossal.
And then, how much was Jammeh's wealth? 58 billion. Jammeh himself, according to OCCRP, which was also documented using evidences before the Jammeh comes in, even though Gambia government said he was worth, Jammeh government said he was worth 360 something million, but OCCRP claimed he was worth $1 billion, which was at the time he was leaving exactly 58 billion dollars, because the dollar to dollars at the time Jammeh was leaving was 58.
Yeah.
Right? How did Jammeh amass all that wealth?
Interesting.
Right? So all those things are part of and you see his friends are rich.
Absolutely.
They created construction companies. There is a road here that is being built. The owner, they are renting, you go to there, they are renting equipment from an existing company to come and work there.
Yeah. They do a lot of
what
that.
does that tell you? The person who is giving the contract doesn't have the
Don't have the
equipment.
materials.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
so
what they
if
do.
you check, you would have seen that person must be connected to some political
Somebody.
person. But if you say these kind of things, you have our people, they come out blatantly, and it's so
Interesting.
and it's shameful, the indignity of it, because why would you lie? Like, what reason would anybody
You
have
talk
to
about
just lie, especially about things that are apparent?
good. You talk about
It's needless.
You talk about